I have to say, we'll talk to you about the marriage and everything in a couple of minutes, but I have to say, George, that's the important stuff. we had to smile a bit yesterday, and I guess Gazza must have cried a bit, to read in a Sunday newspaper, George Best having a go at Gazza for getting drunk in public. And we thought, hang on, George Best is having a go at Gazza for getting drunk in public. I mean, what's the difference between the way you were, do you think, and the way he's become?
Well, I got drunk and just fell over and went to sleep. I mean, luckily in my day... on Mogan, yeah. Luckily in my day, we didn't have televisions on the planes, so there was no problems from that point of view. No, actually, I was cheated a little bit. The guy that interviewed me came to talk about something else, and inevitably it got round to...
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
You mean you're stiff stuff?
Yeah. I know you find that hard to believe in the newspapers, yeah.
Very hard to believe.
You did make a few valid points, though, I thought. I mean, one thing that you did say was that you were worried about the influence those pictures of the team, with all the shirts off and everything, would have on fans who are coming over here at the weekend.
I think, unfortunately, it gives them an excuse. I mean, but having said that, the sort of people who are going to cause trouble will cause trouble whether the England players get in trouble themselves or not. I think you're going to find there's going to be the yob element who are going to come over for the finals. That's going to happen one way or the other. But it doesn't make it easier because it does give them a slight excuse for doing it. I mean, you know what's going to happen if they get in trouble. They're going to turn around and say, if they can do it, we can do it, which is unfortunate, really.
Is the difference between you at your height and also when you were starting to crumble a bit and Gazza at the moment that you got drunk in private? I mean, you didn't tend to sort of take over dance floors and put on an exhibition like we saw in Hong Kong.
Yeah, everyone does it their own way. I mean, I got a little bit angry the other day. I watched the programme and Jeff Boycott, I think it was talking. They were discussing the Gascoigne situation, and he mentioned my name, saying about my off-the-field activities were appalling, which I was a little bit disappointed in him saying that because, first of all, he doesn't really know me, and the only appalling things I did do were myself. Yeah. I didn't ruin property. I didn't hurt anyone else. The only person I hurt was me.
Exactly. You didn't actually bring the game into disrepute, or it was simply yourself, really.
Yeah, of course. I was the only. I let myself down. But having said that, I hope and believe that I never let anyone down on the football field, which is why, fortunately, I'm able to still make a good living 25 years after I played. So it's a bit of a compliment to me that people actually remember the football above everything else.
What about the pressures that are on people like Gazza today and the pressures that were on you? You know, you were the prototype, really, back in the 60s and the 70s. I mean, what is it like being that famous, being that talented, and having these very public disappointments, I suppose, is a polite way of putting it?
It's almost impossible to handle. It really is, unless you've been through it. I know the arguments that people say, and quite rightly so. You know, here's a young man, as I was when it started, earning a lot of money for doing something that a lot of people dream about doing. And when you think of the people who are coming and paying their hard-earned money to watch you play, they're entitled to say, "Hey, you shouldn't behave like that." But the old alcohol is a little bit different. Your senses go out the window when you've had a few, and half the time you don't know what you're doing yourself. Never mind what everyone else thinks you're doing. It's difficult, and we found that as well. I told Alex when we got married. I told her exactly what it was going to be like. You're under the microscope 24 hours a day. And you'll get stories coming out, some of them true, most of them false. We still get it. We had one recently where they called up and asked what the problem was with Alex and I, because I'd beaten her up and broken her jaw. What? And I mean, and they called us 2 or 3 times to confirm it.
But they couldn't print that because it's not true.
No, but they can still make life very unhappy for you because you wonder what people are actually thinking. Having talked about the alcohol, I have to say, you're not having any at the moment because you do stress the alcohol from what else we've been reading over the weekend. But you have actually, you've bet George, haven't you, £1,000 that he's going to stay dry till his next birthday.
Yep.
And so far, how long has it been?
It's been a week and a half, hasn't it? Yeah. I'm pretty impressed.
And he's doing fine.
So, come on. 10 days for George is like 10 years for the rest of us, isn't it? Although, actually, you have done it before. You've stopped for a year or more, haven't you?
I've gone a year, yeah. I do it... I handle it my own way, and Alex drinks for both of us now, so it's worked out.
Well, we have noticed in the green room, actually.
In the green room, yeah.
Listen, how did you two meet? You were at a club?
Yes. Well, it's the first time I'd actually been in there. It was Tramps in London.
Yeah.
And he came over to me and said, "I love you," and I said, "I'm stupid."
You told me to get lost.
Who is this nerd? Did you actually know who he was? You recognised him?
I mean, of course, everybody recognised him. I didn't really know that much about him at all. But
So how quickly did it go from thinking he was a nerd to thinking he was something a bit
you soon taught me
special?
around, didn't you?
Yeah.
What, the same evening? So it's kind of been going
Well, no,
strong
it
since
was,
then?
no, it's gradual. We saw each other a couple of times, then didn't see each other for a couple of months. And then you phoned me up out of the blue. And
that was
All
that.
came together. Now, you're
Yes.
24.
I'm 24,
And as we
yes.
know, and I've already congratulated you, you're the big five. I mean, that makes George the same age as your mum?
Yep, exactly the
How
same
do your parents
age.
take it?
First of all, they're a bit dubious. But
Say the least.
my mum and dad, when they first found out, they were a bit dubious about it. But they
But
met
thrilled,
him, and
probably,
no,
because, I mean-
they love him now. You know,
Yeah.
once they met him, they were fine.
Were
Yeah,
were
they
they a
do.
bit thrown because of the age difference, which is like twice? Or were they thrown because it was George?
I think a bit of both, actually. First of all, I'll never forget telling my mum, I said, oh, I'm going out tonight. She said, oh, anybody you know? I said, oh, no. She said, who? I said, well, George Best. She went, oh, my God.
Bring you home. Yeah. But marriage is a big step. I mean, a very big step. And you've not been involved that long, have you? Why do that? I mean, is it that you want a family? You really want to settle down?
We do, yes.
You want
Yes.
babies?
We certainly do.
Do you, George?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, you do. No.
yeah, we talked. It was a little bit difficult at first because I was the one more than Alex probably about the age difference. I mean, I just finished a relationship and I had no plans, and I suppose Alex hadn't either about getting involved. Alex had had a relationship as well for quite a while, and it just happened, and it was really off the cuff. I mean, we were going out for dinner one night, and I don't know how it came around. We just said, "Do you fancy getting married?" And it was as simple as that. And we arranged a date. I did all the work, which was unusual.
You did, didn't you? You went down to the registrar office and organised it all. Yeah.
Then had second thoughts and called it off. And then we decided to go for it. And Mum and Dad, they were a big worry because... but they've been absolutely... You know, we hear all the jokes about the in-laws. They've been absolutely fabulous with me, really have. And her mum said something to me about 6 months after we were married, and she said, first of all, she'd never seen Alex so happy. And they had no qualms about me in any way, shape or form. So it was a nice compliment.
When do you think you might have kids?
Well,
year or
hopefully
so?
soon, yes.
Oh, well,
we
keep our fingers
decided
crossed.
really to wait for a little while.
But she still
But,
goes out with the girls, so I'm sort of...
Yeah.
She gives me an excuse to go out with the boys.
Good.
I mean, do you sort of feel that you have tamed him? I mean, do you feel there's still a spirit in there which might escape and, you know, which you might not be able to survive?
George will always be George. I've always said that. and well, never try and change him, basically. But well, I hope he does. I hope he continues. And,
What about your son? You've got a 16-year-old son, haven't you, Callum? Is he happy about it?
Callum's brilliant, actually. I spoke to him, and when he was down for his birthday in February, and I said, you know, Callum, what do you think about having a stepmother 9 years older than you? He said, oh, no, I think it's really cool. He said, I think it's great.
It's very modern.
But it's...
These Californian
yeah.
kids.
He wants to meet Alex's sister, that's what he's after. Her younger sister, so he's...
Listen, just finishing where we came in, what do you think about the statement tonight that says that the English players have taken collective responsibility for what happened on the plane and there's going to be no names, no pack drill? Think that's all right?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, yeah. I mean, everyone's going to be second-guessing, aren't they? But it'll come out eventually who people think, or allegedly, all the usual stuff. But yeah, they've got to concentrate. Let's get it in the past, you know. It's a big, big tournament for England, you know. It's 30 years since they won a competition, and I think it's going to be a massive competition. A lot of good players around, and it's very important that... I think one of the big problems from the press point of view was the fact that it was so close.
Yes,
So
exactly,
a massive
exactly.
championship. And when you look at teams like the Germans and the Italians who are so well prepared and aren't allowed to go near this stuff for months before the tournament. So hopefully it might be a blessing in disguise. I think the whole squad
Sharp shock.
might go out and have to prove and do a little bit.